Welcome to eBay Open 2019. All right, sellers, give your biggest eBay welcome to Devin Wenig.
Hey, eBay sellers, how we doing? Come on, I know it's early and it's Las Vegas, but we're all here to, come on, give it up one more time. eBay community. Love you guys, and let me just start by saying, on behalf of all of our colleagues here, it's such a privilege to be here with you. This is such a special event. We look forward to it all year. Part of it is fun. Part of it is being with our tribe, the community. And part of it is we want to tell you what we've been working on. So we've got a lot to talk about. But I really feel this sense when I remember being on the stage last year, I could feel the passion, I could feel the entrepreneurship. This is incredible. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My father was an entrepreneur, my brother is an entrepreneur, big eBay seller. My son is an entrepreneur. Everybody in this room is an entrepreneur, fighting to grow their business and build it. I want to start with a short video that just shows you a little bit of love. Thank you. I'd like to ask all the eBay employees who are here to stand up and give a standing ovation to our customers who are here. Thank you. We have a lot to talk about this week. In addition to all the fun we're going to have, there's a lot of ground to cover. So I want to just do a little bit about our business and where we are, and then get right into what have we been working on, and what are we going to announce this week, because it's a lot. And it's really special to be able to share it with the thousands of people in this room. So when we think of our business, we talk about this internally all the time. The 3 slides I'm going to show you are the exact slides that I showed to the top 1,000 leaders at eBay a couple of months ago. This is our purpose. We empower people and create economic opportunity. When we think about what's special about our company, this is it. The purpose doesn't change. The business may change, the product may change. This doesn't change. This is about you. The driving purpose that went back to the day Pierre created it was to create economic democracy, was to create a platform that people from all walks of life could use, was to create a platform that people could build their business, build their life on. And we think about that every day. We also think constantly about uniqueness. We don't want to be like anybody else. Sure, we do some things that others do, and they do things that we do. It's a global and competitive market. But what drives us is what is uniquely eBay. I don't want to compete with anybody else. I don't want to be anybody else's business. We want to be special, different, and that drives us. That drives us. And I argue to say no other company could have an event like this. I'm looking out over this community. There's no other business that could bring together this type of event and have this type of passion in the room, and that is uniquely eBay. Thank you. I love your pup, by the way. He's very handsome. There's a very handsome golden retriever in the front row, if you can't see him. While we try to constantly use technology to make our business better, we're a tech company, we never forget that this is also a very human company. We're not embarrassed of that, we're proud of it. We're the human commerce company. Again, yeah. And it's events like this, and it's the interactions we have with you every day that reminds us of that. What else is special about our company? We talk about value that's sharp for consumers. Why do we have 182 million people that shop with eBay, more than ever in our history? It's the humanness, it's the specialness, and it's the value. It's always been about that. That changes over time, but it's always been about that for our consumers. Our business is exciting, it's global. You know a bit about it, we talk about it all the time, but if you look at all of these statistics, our business has never been bigger. We've never had more inventory, we've never had more buyers, we've never participated in more cross-border trade or more countries. It's an exciting time. It's a competitive time. E-commerce is booming, but this is still eBay. This is one of the greatest companies the world has ever created, and we're all partners in this platform. I want to share a couple of other things that we don't usually talk about. These are the things we talk about all the time when we disclose our numbers, when we do quarterly earnings. But sometimes people ask me, like, you have thousands of employees, tell me about what they do day in and day out. These are some of the things that they do. We handle a little less than 1 million customer touch points a day. We spend a little less than $3.5 billion last year in marketing. We handle about 300 billion searches a day. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm hearing oohs and ahs, but actually, does anybody know what a petabyte is? That's the most significant one if you know what a petabyte is. That 500 petabytes of data is about 10,000 Libraries of Congress. And that's in our data warehouses. So this is a human company. It's also a large-scale technology company. And we're proud of that. That's what our people do. That's what drives us. The purpose is in mind. Delivering this is front of mind every day. Okay. I'm so excited to do this. I have a lot to cover, but really what I'm going to do is tee up what you're going to hear from my colleagues over the next couple of days. These are the themes of eBay Open 2019. We're going to talk about seller protection. We're going to talk about data and tools. We're going to talk about our product. We're going to talk about payments. We're going to talk about promoted listings. And maybe, if I don't run out of time, we'll talk about something else at the end, too. Okay? Does that sound like a good agenda? Are we in here? Come on. I want to start with seller protection because I do think it is number one on most people's minds, and we understand that. I want to first say that we are keenly aware of the challenges sellers face, not just in our marketplaces and others, but let's talk about our marketplace. We know that you can have abusive buyers. We know that it can be complicated to deliver packages. We know that returns don't always work the way you hope them to work. We know that feedback is both this wonderful invention of eBay and it can be tough if you feel like it's been unfair. And we know at times our policies, which have built up over years, have been complicated. I know this because I'm a top-rated seller. I sell all the time, and I understand. I see it. It's happened to me. I fully understand that. So we think about how to get this balance in the marketplace right. How do we protect you while delivering a great experience for the 182 million people who buy your products every day? That's what we think about. We did something earlier this year that I'm very proud of. We took the first step towards seller protection with our seller release, 19.1. And that had some measures to protect from abusive buyers. It had some easier reporting mechanisms. It started to give you easier case resolution. And what we're going to do is show you the numbers of what's happened since that seller release. But I sort of hinted earlier in the year that this was a multi-step process. And the second step is today. We're announcing today significant policy simplification. We're announcing more protection against abusive buyers, and we're announcing financial protections for our sellers against all the things that I just mentioned. You are going to get a very deep dive into this from one of the best executives that I know, Wendy Jones, who runs customer service, runs our trust operation. Wendy is an enormous eBay seller. She knows as well. She talks to customers every day, like I do. And Wendy has been driving this push to get the balance in the marketplace right and to get you the protections that you deserve. I hope you're going to be delighted with what you hear today. Next, I want to talk about data and tools. You are best when we give you the data and the tools that make your business successful. This is part of what you rely on from eBay, is that we give you a platform, but we give you the weapons so that you can compete. This is how a small entrepreneur and a big tech platform form a beautiful marriage. We've been working hard at data and tools. We've been giving more price guidance. We've been trying to give better shipping guidance. We've been trying to give more service metrics, APIs. We have an entire team that wakes up in the morning and they think about, how do I make my sellers successful? I like that selfie in the front. That's all right. You're allowed to do it. This is eBay Open. We're here to have fun. You can take a selfie. Okay. Later we'll get a selfie with me, the two of you, and the golden retriever, okay? All right. Sorry, sir. I didn't have the right to drag your dog into a picture, but I just did it. Okay. So we've been working really hard at this, and frankly, I think some of these things have gotten a lot of uptake, some have gotten less uptake. But a couple of years ago, we bought a company called Terapeak, which has worked for 15 years on data to make eBay sellers competitive. They're really experts at pricing data, particularly on eBay, but across the marketplace. And today, we're announcing that for anybody that has an eBay store, the full suite of Terapeak data and tools is now free. It's packaged. And when I say announcing or when I talk about these things, many of these things will be instant. They're on for our sellers. You'll hear more detail on all of this from my colleagues, but we're talking about when you leave the room, some of this stuff will be on. So that's the goal. The goal is to make it as actionable as we can. I have a little surprise for you. Actually, it's not so much a surprise for you. It's a surprise for one of my colleagues who's going to come back on stage a little bit later. I'm going to show you a little video from last eBay Open. Let's play that video.
We are going to announce, we actually started working on it already 2 weeks ago. We're going to support multi-user account access. But again, this has been promised before. I'm not going to promise the world. There is 10 different use cases that this can do. We're going to start small, just like we all are. We're going to have one valuable use case where you can create a sub-account. You can assign permissions like, okay, they can create a draft or maybe they can list, but they don't have access to anything. I will personally deliver this product to you.
One of the things that I really want you to check is that when he's on stage later, is he or is he not wearing the same shirt? I'm not sure. He honestly does have more than one shirt, but he may be wearing the same shirt. We are launching today multi-user account access. Everyone in this room has it now, and you will hear many, many more details from my colleague Harry Temkin and his seller team later this afternoon. Very exciting. Now you don't have to focus on Mohan's promise. You can focus on his shirt, which is excellent. Let's talk about the product. Some of this is more on the buyer side, but of course it matters to you. What we do to help consumers find your products, what we do to get consumers excited about eBay, drives velocity in the marketplace, that sells your products. So I want to talk about our product and what we've been doing, because we've been doing a lot. And there have been this whole series of things, and we're going to talk about some more this morning. If I look at the last, I don't know, let's talk about 18 months, maybe a couple of years, we've built a lot into the buyer side of the marketplace. We built interest for browsing shopping. We've built things like super simple selling and social login and guest content and targeted offers. And when I look at our consistent growth of buyers, last quarter we added 2 million new buyers, and we've added about 2 million new buyers for the last 5 or 6 quarters. Why? Why are we adding all these millions of new buyers to the marketplace? I credit our product team because I think a lot of it is the evolution of eBay as a shopping destination. It's always a balance. We don't want to change too much. We want eBay to be unique. We don't want eBay to be a commodity, but we also have to keep up with the times. And we want a whole new group of shoppers. We're seeing more women than ever that shop on e-commerce. We're seeing more millennials that shop than ever in e-commerce. In fact, many of them, that's the only way they shop. So they have expectations, and our goal is to build a great company, not for this quarter or this year, but for the next 100 years. To do that, we have to keep up with shoppers of all kinds. So we've been evolving the product quite aggressively. I want to talk a little bit about item specifics. You're going to hear a lot about that. It's sort of where structured data is heading now. We know for a fact that when your products or listings have more descriptions, they sell better. Indisputable. We've looked at it so many different ways, and it's really, really fascinating, maybe intuitive, but the more richness in the description of the product, the more velocity, period. In fact, there are very few things that we've seen that drive so much sales to sellers than the richness of the listing. So we are launching today a new flow to make it easier than ever for you to contribute richness on your products and listings. We want to make it easy for you. We know a lot about what buyers are searching for. We know what drives demand in our marketplace. This is what we do. So you're going to hear a lot from Harry about this new flow and how we're going to make it super simple for you to give the best descriptions of your products. And then what we're announcing today is based on all of these new aspects, attributes, product descriptors, whatever you want to call it, we will be launching for consumers, for buyers, a whole new way to filter, a whole new way to search, a whole new way to find your items. Because the interesting thing that we've seen is sometimes a buyer will search for a white wedding dress, and sometimes they'll search for a champagne wedding dress, and those may be the same dress that they're looking for. So richness and the ability for them to sort and filter leads to velocity. This sounds like it's foundational. It's so important and so exciting. All of that you'll hear more about, and you'll be our partners in this. A year ago, we talked about visual shopping. It's really, really exciting. This is how AI, you may have heard the term, artificial intelligence, meets commerce in 2019. We have this enormous picture database. It's part of those 500 petabytes that I talked about. And we have really smart data scientists who were able to link those pictures to shopping. I think we showed a demo of how visual shopping works. And I think our visual shopping is better than anybody's, in part because we have this incredible picture database from out in the wild where all these pictures have been taken over the years, and our machines are trained on those pictures, right? Anybody tried the little camera in the app? Somebody has, thank you. Take the picture, and there it is. And this is particularly important for eBay because of the nature of our stuff, right? I don't really need to take a picture in a visual shopping if I'm buying an iPhone. I know what that is. But if I want to buy that dress right there, it's hard to describe. It actually might be easier to just take a picture of it and say, that is the item I want. And it works really brilliantly, and it's quietly getting better every quarter. In fact, it's getting so better that we're doing 6 million searches now a month. When I stood on this stage, we were doing 0. We were just launching it. 6 million times a month, a shopper takes a picture looking for an item. That's exciting, but that was last year's announcement. We did more. We started doing looks like this. Have you seen that in the app? So sometimes you take a picture, you see the items, and you say, yeah, that's not exactly what I want, but I want it to look like this. So that's now beginning to get traction. But we have a different announcement today because we have this team, and they're performing really, really well, and we're feeling like we are the world's best at images, the intersection between images and commerce. So we thought, how do we help our sellers with this? Because I know, I sell, creating images is tough sometimes. Some of you are larger professional operations, you have photo studios, and some of you are like me, you put the thing on a table and take a picture of it, and that's how you sell it. And the fact is that better pictures convert. Better pictures drive sales. Consumers like better pictures. So we are announcing today, through our learning in visual shopping, that in the app soon, we will give you the ability to immediately improve images and remove backgrounds. So this is cool, right? It's really cool. We have our data scientists working so hard on this, and it's a hard problem to solve. Because sometimes the item looks like the background. Sometimes it's a brown shoe on a brown table. But this is a solvable problem, right? And you're going to hear more about that in a little bit, but I'm really excited. We took the shopper side and we said, how do we help ourselves? And this is what's coming. Yay! You're allowed to say yay. Thank you. One more on the product. We want to drive frequency. We want consumers to come back to eBay. One of the most frustrating things that sometimes I hear from consumers is, I love eBay. I love it. I use it once every 2 years. I love eBay. I buy a camera lens every 2 years. And I say, did you try all the other stuff that you could be buying? Oh, do you do that? Well, yes, we do that. And one of the things that I do, I have a dog too. I have 2 dogs, actually. And just to give you an example, I buy all my dog food on eBay every month. And it's not always easy to buy an item month after month after month. We haven't made it easy because you have to go into my eBay and find the item, and maybe the seller's not selling that item again. And like the simple act of buying the same dog food, my poor dogs might have to get different dog food every month because we don't make buying that same item easy. Announcing today, we're going to launch very soon, Buy It Again. So for consumers like me that buy their items month after month after month, finding and buying that item is as simple as hitting Buy It Again. That drives velocity, that'll drive sales for you. Good? I want to talk about payments. A year ago, we made a very big announcement. We talked about managed payments. We talked a little bit about what we were going to do. We talked a little bit about the way it was going to roll out, in part because of our relationship with PayPal, some of the constraints that we were under. And we said that we were going to do this. In fact, I think this is the exact slide that Alyssa Cutright shared with you a year ago. We said we were going to take back control of payments. We're going to unify your account, and we're going to remove friction from your transactions. And most important, we're going to save you money. Yeah. You like money too, not just visual shopping, I see. All right. We're a year in, and we are delighted with where we are. Managed payments is working exactly as we would have hoped. And if people say, well, why aren't you doing even more? Because as we explained, we are under an agreement and we're constrained under that agreement. We could have gone further and faster, and we are going to go further and faster starting now. But when it's really going to get interesting, where we are today is we have 6,000 sellers. We've saved probably around $3.5 million that we've put back in your pockets through managed payments. And we've done about $600 million of GMV, which represents around 4% of the US business, which is kind of what we're allowed to do. 5% is the cap. But what's going to happen from here is we're going to start to ramp quite quickly. And we're going to go from 5 to 10. We're going to launch Germany. And then a couple of days ago was an important milestone because it was the 1-year anniversary to the countdown of no restraints on managed payments. So we are about 1 year, a couple days less, from us rolling managed payments out to everybody. But to be clear, if you want to be in managed payments now, that is your choice. We would love to have you. There will be people here to take you through what you must do to do it. We have seen great simplification. We have seen great cost savings. And most important, with all payment choice now for buyers, buyers are paying with Apple Pay and Google Pay and PayPal, and they're paying with anything they want to pay with, which was the original intent. And the sellers who are in the program are seeing good conversion and velocity while saving that money. So this is going to be the way eBay works. At some point, everybody's going to be in the program. And I'd really encourage, if you're interested in it, there'll be plenty of opportunities here this week for you to do that. Promoted listings. We talked about this a year ago as well. We talked about promoting an item to drive velocity. To me, what this is it is a choice for sellers to trade a bit of margin for a bit of velocity. It's saying, look, I'm willing to invest to move some extra items. and the program has been explosive. We now have almost 1 million sellers that have promoted 250 million items. And the most important question is, are sellers getting what they want? And we measure this religiously. We survey sellers, we talk to them, and we say, look, is this a value proposition that resonates? And without question, it is. We've gotten great feedback on promoted listings, and most sellers are seeing significant velocity increases when they use promoted listings. So what's the next phase? Announcing today the next phase of promoted listings, which is premium listing placements. And simply what that means in English is that, as you know, most of the model that we've had has been you pay when the item sells. We've heard from a lot of people that there might be room also for an offer that is pay on clicks. And that's what this is the existing model is CPA. That's not going away. If you want to use promoted listings on a pay per performance basis, you can still use it. We encourage it. It's working. Nothing changes. But some of our sellers would say, we'd like to pay in a different model. We've heard that feedback loud and clear. This will be coming by the end of the year. All right, I got one more. Some of you may have seen it. I know this is a lot, but this is exciting. We're excited. We're doing a lot. This is so good. I'm having so much fun being here. Am I allowed to say that? All right, we're going to talk about delivery. All right? So let's talk about what we've done in the last couple of years. We launched Fast and Free. We launched Guaranteed Delivery. We launched a new labels platform. We launched negotiated rates, which is helping some sellers, not all. And we obviously have had and keep scaling our global shipping program, which is meant to make it easier for cross-border transactions. Yes, thank you. Feel free. Today, we're doing a couple of things that are small but important. We're launching a new mobile delivery status to consumers to help them track their packages, find their packages, and some really cool notifications on the phone that help people stay in touch with their stuff. You know what? When we do a good job of letting consumers know where their stuff is, it unburdens you. Because when they don't know or they are not paying attention, oftentimes they reach out to you or they reach out to us. And the fact is, sometimes the package is right there, it's on the way. They just need to know it. So better transparency, better notifications means a better buyer experience, less burden on sellers. One more thing. I think sometimes people don't realize how enormous this marketplace is. Maybe because it's hidden in plain sight. Our marketplace enables the shipping of around 6 million packages a day. And that's what we see through our labels platform. There are many more that are off our platform, so it's hard to tell exactly what the number is today, but it's probably a little less than 10 million items a day going out from eBay sales. Our sellers spend, and we spend, billions with the US Post Office. We are the second largest customer of the United States Postal Service. We probably represent, a little hard to tell, somewhere between 10 and 15% of every package shipped by the US Post Office is an eBay transaction. So we've been asking ourselves, what's the next step? And how do we help? And how do we take the next step towards solving the problems that you face every day with shipping and logistics? And the one more thing is announcing today eBay Managed Delivery. This morning, we made an announcement that said, for those that want to use it, we will step in and offer a complete fulfillment service for our sellers. It isn't for everyone. It's not meant to be for everyone. If you sell individual, unique items, maybe it isn't the thing for you. But we've gotten feedback time and time and time again saying, come on, guys, step in and help us with this. Take over the administrative burden, take over the cost, help us with package delivery. So what is it that we're going to do? It's not unlike managed payments. It is an integrated end-to-end fulfillment service. It's your eBay one place to manage your business. And it tends to favor high-volume inventory, but it doesn't have to. It'll be your choice. We're doing it our way. We don't want to do it anybody else's way. We have a network of operational warehouses that we've been partnering with. We've been trialing in the US, and there are some really delighted participants in the US trial. Some of them did media with us this morning. Thank you for that. It's built on our tech stack, all managed through Seller Hub. So what's the point of this? Let's first talk about the buyer side. We don't want to win a fast shipping game. That's not the point. You're not going to hear 1-hour delivery, 5-minute delivery. We're not the guys. If you need paper towels in 4 minutes, peace. I'm not your guy. We're not your guys. That doesn't mean that consumers don't want more, though. That doesn't mean that everybody wants their stuff quicker. Everybody wants their stuff tracked. Everybody wants their stuff in a way that is retail standard. That's regardless of the item. Our winning value proposition is the inventory you provide, not shipping. But that doesn't mean that shipping isn't important. So for consumers, we're down now to about 3 days in the US. We think we probably take that to 2 or below. We know that every item that goes through our solution will be trackable. And exciting for me personally, imagine millions of eBay boxes showing up on people's porches every day. Our business is hidden in plain sight. People don't realize that 15% of the US Post Office volume are marketplace transactions. But if our packages started showing up, perhaps they would, and that's good for our brand and that's good for your sales. Let's talk about your benefits. Items that go through our warehouse will, for sure, get enhanced protection. You'll hear a lot about that. No INRs, no SNADs. That's it. If we touch the item, if it's in a warehouse that we're managing, then we'll take responsibility for it. Cost will be strong. We'll take care of all the operational details. It'll come in a quality package. We'll offer dedicated customer service. There will be a breakout where we'll go into a lot more detail, but to me, this is an exciting step. The step of the transformation of the marketplace is a managed catalog, managed payments, and today, managed everybody. We fully understand that. But we've gotten so much strong feedback from so many sellers saying, please do this. Today, we're doing it. Thank you. I'm going to close and turn it over to my colleague, but I just want to say we've been working really hard. We're working hard for you. We're announcing a lot of things today. I hope one or more or all resonate with you. You feel like it will help your business. This week is about fun. It's about the spirit of eBay. It's about you learning and from each other and hopefully from us. I want to close where I started, which is just to say it's a privilege to be with you this week. I look forward to it. Thank you so much for being here.